When the pressures of modern living begin to compromise the quality of your life, then it is time to take a firm grip on yourself. It is time for yoga. This ancient blend of movement, meditation and mindful breathing will help you stretch out inside, reinvigorating your life with a refreshing sense of possibility and joy. There seems to be something magical about the practice of yoga that nurtures in us the courage to head boldly in the direction of our dreams, to extend fully into our true potential. May peace, good health and happiness be always with you. Vajrasana. In stillness, I touch my inner strength. The Vajrasana, or the diamond throne, is the seat of enlightenment which was made in the 3rd century BC by King Ashoka the Great. This is where Prince Siddhartha sat to become the Buddha, and which is the holiest of holy places to the Buddhist world. An alternate meaning could refer to the sciatic nerve that runs along the thigh. This nerve in Indian medicine is called Vajranadi. To perform the asana, sit on your heels with the toes together and keep the heels apart so that the calves touch the thighs. Rest your hands straight on the respective knees. Now, breathe normally with your spine straight. The whole weight of the body is put on the knees and ankles, which make it rather difficult to execute at first. But the pain in the knees and ankle joints will soon disappear, and in time they become very flexible. Rest for 10 counts and repeat the asana 2 times. The asana stimulates the digestive function and strengthens the knee, the thigh, hip and back muscles. The stretching of the abdominal muscles aids in hip flexors. Vajrasana alone can be performed after a full meal. This results in relief from heaviness in the stomach. Tadasana. I stand ready to obey thy least command. A deceptive pose in that it appears so simple that some students may ask, why bother? But just as there's more to breathing that meets the eye, there is more to standing too. This pose is essential for most of the standing poses in Hatha Yoga. Grounding is a process of dynamic contact with the earth. While mechanically our feet may be touching the ground, this contact is empty if we are cut off from the feelings in our legs and lower body. To perform the asana, stand upright with feet parallel to each other. Now, flex the toes up off the mat and spread them wide. Close your eyes and focus on the feet, allowing the outside edge of each foot to melt down into the earth. Let the arms and hands hang limply at your sides with the middle fingers pointing down toward your ankles. Now, slowly lift your arms towards the sky as you take a deep breath. Join the fingers over your head and slowly turn the palm upwards. Exhale the breath. Breathe normally. Feel your body extending upward towards the sky from the navel. Slightly flex the knees and tighten the buttocks. This will alter the feeling of your feet into the earth. Place your awareness down in the soles of the feet and breathe in the energy from the earth up into the feet, legs, spinal column, and exhale through the crown of the head. Repeat this pattern of breath, cycling the energy from the earth into your body and then releasing your energy back down into the earth. When you are ready to come out of this asana, Take a deep breath and lower your arms. Tadasana is usually the starting point for all the standing poses, but it is useful to practice Tadasana as a pose in itself. Stay in the pose for 30 seconds to 1 minute, breathing easily. This asana improves posture, strengthens thighs, knees and ankles, firms abdomen and buttocks, relieves sciatica, reduces flat feet. Maha Mudra, belonging to a class of non-energetic yogas, is the most widespread meditative practice in Tibetan Buddhism. Maha Mudra in Sanskrit means Great Seal and is a method of direct introduction of the individual to the nature of mind. To perform the posture, sit on the floor with legs stretched out straight in front. Bend the left knee with the left thigh and left calf resting on the ground. Tuck in the left heel to touch the inner side of the left thigh. The angle of the extended right leg to the bent left leg should be 90 degrees. Stretch the arms forward towards the right foot and hook the big toe with the thumb and forefingers. Tuck the chin till it rests in the hollow between the collarbones and the breastbone. Keep the spine fully stretched and keep the right foot pointed upwards. Inhale completely. Exhale. Once again, inhale and hold your breath. Hold the posture for 3 minutes. Exhale. Raise the head. Release the hands. Repeat on the other side. The asana tones the abdominal organs, the kidneys and adrenal glands. The asana cures indigestion. Women suffering from a prolapsed womb find relief as it pulls the womb up to its original position. Holding the posture for longer periods will render relief to individuals suffering from spleen ailments and enlargement of the prostate gland. Ardhakati Chakrasana. The word chakra means a wheel and kati means waist. In this asana, the body is bent laterally so as to resemble a half wheel. The spine is often subjected to the action of forward bending. The Ardhakati Chakrasana improves flexibility of the spine by rendering it a lateral bend. To perform the asana, you need to first relax and compose yourself. Let your mind turn inward. Now, separate your feet and place them parallel and at a distance of ½ foot to 1 foot from each other, keeping the head and trunk straight. Inhale deeply as the arm moves upwards. While breathing out, laterally bend toward the left side. Do not strain and bend only as far as you can comfortably. Make sure you are bending the spine sidewards. It is important to observe that if you feel the stretch on your back, you are leaning forward. If you feel the stretch on your abdomen, you are leaning backward. The right hand should not bend at the elbow. The knees should be straight. Hold the pose, breathing normally. Keeping the body relaxed, focus the mind on the right side of your body. The pose should be held for 30 to 60 seconds while you continue to breathe normally. Slowly return to the upright position. Move your toes together and relax. When you have relaxed for a few seconds, repeat the asana on the left side. On the physical level, the asana helps keep the spine flexible and healthy, improves the functioning of the liver, the spleen, and strengthens the hands. The asana also helps release gases from the stomach. On the mental level, the asana improves awareness and assists in general relaxation. Matsyasana. Matsya, the fish, was one of the incarnations of Lord Vishnu who assumed this form to save the world from floods. The Matsyasana or fish yoga pose is the counter pose to the shoulder stand and must always be practiced after it. Having stretched the neck and upper spine in the shoulder stand, you now compress them as you arch back, relieving stiffness in your neck and shoulder muscles and correcting any tendency to develop rounded shoulders. To perform the asana, lie on your back on the floor with your knees bent, feet on the floor. Inhale. Lift your pelvis slightly off the floor and slide your hands, palms down below your buttocks. Then, rest your buttocks on the backs of your hands and straighten the legs. Be sure to tuck your forearms and elbows up close to the sides of your torso. Now, as you inhale, lift your upper torso and head away from the floor. Then, place your head back onto the floor. Depending on how high you arch your back, either the back of your head or its crown will rest on the floor. There should be a minimal amount of weight on your head to avoid crunching your neck. Keep your thighs active and press out through the heels. As a rule of the thumb, the duration of hold in the asana must be at least half the time spent in the Survangasana. This helps to counterbalance the stretch of the Survangasana. With an exhalation, lower your torso and head to the floor. Matsyasana tones the chest, tones the nerves of the neck and back, and ensures that the thyroid and parathyroid glands obtain maximum benefit from the shoulder stand. It also expands the rib cage fully and increases the capacity of the lungs. While performing the asana, we should maintain our focus on the belly, chest, spine, shoulders, and neck. The asana gives relief for individuals suffering from constipation, respiratory ailments, mild backache, fatigue, anxiety, and menstrual pain. Once again, as a word of caution, those having high or low blood pressure, migraine, insomnia, serious lower back or neck injury should not perform the asana. Dhanurasana. The Sanskrit word dhanush means a bow. In this asana, the hands are used like a bow string to pull the legs, trunk, and the head simultaneously. The pose then resembles the bow. The bow, or Dhanurasana yoga posture, raises both halves of the body at once, combining the movements of the cobra and locust, and countering the plow and the forward bend. To perform the asana, lie down on a mat on your stomach. Bring your feet up by bending your knees. Hold your ankles with both your hands. Breathe in. Use the force of your hands. Pull your feet so your thighs are off the floor. Lift your head, shoulders, and chest from the floor. Hold this pose for around 5 to 8 seconds, more if possible. The entire weight of your body would essentially be concentrated on your navel area. Exhale when returning to the normal position. Over a period of time, hold the pose from 15 seconds to 2 minutes. The benefits of the asana are: tones the back muscles, maintains the elasticity of your spine, improves posture and increases vitality, reduces abdominal fat, keeps the digestive and reproductive systems healthy. Effective for bronchitis, asthma, constipation, diabetes and rheumatism. This asana prevents the premature calcification of the vertebral joints, and it acts on the ligaments, muscles and nervous centers placed along the spine. The massage of the solar plexus reduces anxiety. The acceleration of the breath, the decongestion of the solar plexus, the activation of the digestive system, the improvement of the blood flow in the cellulite or fat tissues through a profound massage, all these are factors which make this asana a valuable help in the fight against cellulite. Individuals suffering from the following health conditions should not perform this asana: heart disease, hypertension, hernia, colitis. Bhujangasana. It is said that you are only as young as your back is flexible. Bhujangasana, or the cobra pose, will provide a flexible back as well as strengthen the shoulders and arms. This is a basic yoga posture. It is very easy to do, especially if your back is not too stiff and rigid. To perform the asana, assume a prone position with your forehead on the floor and feet hip width apart or less. Place your palms on the floor beside your chest. Elbows close at your sides. Gently lengthen back through your legs during the entire pose. On an inhalation, curl your torso off the floor. Use your neck muscles to lift your head as far as possible. Use your upper back muscles to lift your chest. Press the pubis into the floor and use your lower back to lift you up. Use your arms to provide stability and support, but not to push yourself up into the pose. Breathe smoothly and naturally as you hold the pose. And affirm mentally, I rise joyfully to meet each new opportunity. On the exhalation, release your torso slowly back to the floor. Pause in the prone position and integrate the effects of the pose. The asana works effectively on a physical and mental level. The asana strengthens the muscles of the shoulders, neck and back, develops flexibility of the cervical vertebrae, corrects deviations of the spine, improves circulation to the intervertebral discs, expands the chest and develops elasticity of the lungs, helps relieve lower back pain, constipation, stomach pains, gas pains and backaches, affects the adrenal glands, sending them a richer supply of blood, tones ovaries, uterus and liver. The muscles of the back, abdomen and entire upper body are strengthened, aids in relief and elimination of menstrual irregularities, relieves constipation, lumbar spine and has a therapeutic effect for asthma patients. Traditional texts say that Bhujangasana increases body heat, destroys disease and awakens Kundalini. But on the side of caution, it is important to stress that people suffering from peptic ulcer, hernia, intestinal tuberculosis or hyperthyroidism should not practice this asana without expert guidance. Ardha Chakrasana. From the great spiraling galaxies, thousands of light years across, to the billions of atoms swirling in a grain of sand, the universe is composed of spinning wheels of energy. At the inner core of each one of us spin 7 wheel-like energy centers called chakras. There are 7 chakras as per the Hindu system, which are located at the 7 endocrine glands. They are arranged in a fantastic system that demonstrates that the human form is indeed a microcosm of the universe, and our emotional and spiritual energies have centers of focus that we can use to improve our lives. Together, the 7 chakras form a profound formula for wholeness, linking our physical, emotional, mental and spiritual selves into one indivisible whole. Ardha Chakrasana is one of the most dynamic backward bending postures. It has a direct effect on the stimulation of the various energy centers or chakras of the body. The asana is effective for respiratory problems, chronic backache and rheumatic pains. To perform the asana, stand erect and place your feet half foot to 1 foot apart. Place your hands along the thighs and keep your back straight yet relaxed. Inhale and bring the hands up by sliding your palms on the thighs up to your waist. Support the waist with the palms. Exhale and bend backward from the lumbar region. Push your waist forward, roll both the shoulders back and push the chin backward. Shift your body weight to your heels without lifting the toes. Maintain this position for a while, breathing normally. While retaining the final posture, consciously keep your face relaxed. Return to the standing position and breathe normally. The asana should be performed at first for 30 seconds and gradually built up to a maximum of 3 minutes. The asana is effective in making the spine flexible. People with drooping shoulders and hunched backs benefit from this asana. This asana activates facial tissues, nasal passage, pharynx, the lungs, and the complete upper respiratory organs. This will improve asthmatic conditions. People suffering from pharyngitis, tonsillitis, voice disorders, or headache will find this asana beneficial. To the mind, the asana works towards elevating the mood. The asana is said to activate the Vishuddhi chakra or the throat center, which improves one's capacity to communicate effectively and renders a positive attitude towards life. Vakrasana. This simple twist strengthens the entire nervous system and helps overcome spinal deformities. The crossing of the positive and negative currents affects their equilibrium and results in perfect health. Psychologically, this posture induces balance, stability, and self-confidence. To perform the asana, sit erect with legs stretched, heels together. Keep the back erect so that the spine is at right angle to the ground. Now, bend the right knee and place the right foot by the side of the left knee. Straighten and twist the waist towards the right side and take the left hand round the right knee. Roll your right shoulder back and place the right palm in the line of your right leg but away from the body so as to keep the spine erect yet twisted. Keep your face relaxed with natural breathing. It is recommended to hold the final pose for half a minute to 3 minutes. While returning to the original position, bring your hands to the original position one by one and straighten your right leg. Repeat on the other side. This lateral twist makes the spine elastic and turns the spinal nerves. The asana improves alertness, strengthens the neck muscles, and increases the flexibility of the shoulder and hip joint. Vakrasana cures constipation, flatulence, dyspepsia, and liver weakness. Most importantly, the asana helps in the control and cure of diabetic patients as it activates the pancreas and reduces the extra fat around abdominal region. As a word of caution, pregnant women and people with severe back ailments are advised not to perform this asana. Supta Vajrasana. In the spiritual teaching known under the name Mahayana, Vajra is the emblem, the attribute of the highest spiritual power, weapon of the god Indra. To perform the asana, sit with your legs stretched out in front of you. Slowly bend the right leg and keep the heel tight under the buttock. Bring the left leg under the left buttock. Keep the knees close to each other, spine straight, the head, shoulders and buttocks in a vertical line. Rest the palms on the upper part of the thighs or covering the knees. Recline slowly backwards, taking the body weight on the right elbow first and then the left. Lie flat on the back, keep the knees close together, touching the ground. There should never be more than normal pressure on the back, arms and the ankle joints while doing this asana. Retain the position for 2 minutes. Return to the normal position by reversing the process. This asana massages the abdominal organs, alleviating digestive ailments and constipation. It tones the spinal nerves, makes the back flexible, and realigns rounded shoulders. The nerves in the neck and the thyroid gland are particularly influenced. The chest is stretched and expanded to full capacity, filling the lungs and bringing more oxygen into the system. It is beneficial for those suffering from asthma, bronchitis, and other lung ailments. It loosens up the legs in preparation for sitting in meditation asanas. It enhances creativity and intelligence and redirects sexual energy to the brain for spiritual purposes. This posture should not be practiced by people suffering from sciatica, slip disc, sacral ailments, or knee complaints. Survangasana. Survangasana is the mother of all asanas. This asana brings harmony and peace to our body. There is hardly any organ or area in the whole body which this asana does not activate. If a person practices Survangasana regularly, it helps him improve vigor, strength, and a sense of well-being. It makes one feel confident and brings vitality after regular practice. To perform the asana, lie flat on your back. Inhale deeply while raising your legs and spine until the toes point to the ceiling. The body rests on the shoulders and the back of the neck. The body is supported by the hands, which are placed on the center of the spine between the waist and the shoulder blades. Keep your spine and legs straight. Breathe slowly and deeply with the abdomen and concentrate on the thyroid gland. Stay in this position for about 2 minutes. In general, this should be a relaxing, meditative posture, not a strenuous one. You want to use more skill and less effort when holding this position. It is important to spread your weight onto your elbows so as to reduce the weight on the neck. 20% of the nerves affecting our vision travel through the neck and shoulders. Looking up at the feet in this posture excites the mind and senses and can even strain the neck. The recommended drishti or gaze is down the nose into the chest, promoting a grounded calmness and effortless extension from your core. To come out of the posture, curving the spine, gradually unfold it the way one unrolls a carpet. When your entire back touches the floor, take a deep breath and slowly lower your legs to the ground while breathing out. The main benefit of Survangasana is to get the thyroid gland working at peak efficiency, The thyroid gland maintains body weight and renders a youthful appearance. The asana vitalizes the nerves, purifies the blood, promotes good circulation, strengthens the lower organs and helps them stay in place. It gives a healthy stretch to the neck muscles. It is beneficial for people suffering from poor circulation, constipation, indigestion, asthma and reduced virility. As a word of caution, do not try this exercise if you are suffering from organic disorders of the thyroid gland. Be very cautious if you are suffering from chronic nasal catarrh. People suffering from cervical spondylosis, glaucoma, pressure in the head and neck, menstruation, neck pain, disc problems or a weak back, hypertension or heart disease should avoid this asana. Salabhasana. Salabhasana is an effective means for strengthening the back of the torso, legs and arms in preparation for the deeper back bends. It is an unassuming pose, but on practice we shall see that this asana is more interesting and challenging than it appears at first glance. To perform the asana, lie prone, rest your head with the chin touching the floor and look straight ahead. Start to inhale deeply and slowly. Lift up both the legs from the ground as you keep inhaling. Keep the toes pointing out to make the stretch more intense. After the slow and deep inhalation, hold your breath for a couple of seconds or for as long as you feel comfortable. This brief pause in breath is referred to as kumbhaka or antara kumbhaka in yogic literature. The pause in breath helps in separating the inhalation and exhalation cycles in breathing, thereby allowing more time for the inhaled oxygen to reach different parts of the body. Start to exhale and lower the legs slowly. Keep exhaling slowly as the legs are lowered to the ground. Exhalation and lowering the legs happen slowly and together. This straightens the curved lower spine gradually. With regular practice, you will find that the lower back becomes increasingly flexible. Repeat the above steps of Salabhasana 3 or 4 times. Concentrate on the lower back, thus strengthening the abdomen and legs. The asana massages the internal organs, ensuring efficient functioning of the digestive system and preventing constipation. Regular practice of the asana can reduce fatigue, flatulence, constipation, indigestion and lower back pain. Salabhasana renders the following benefits: firms buttocks and hips, increases spinal strength, flexibility and circulation, helps cure or relieve lumbago, rheumatism, arthritis and menstrual problems, helps cure loss of appetite, improves function of liver and spleen, strengthens shoulder, arm and back muscles, compresses and opens spine, relieves cervical spondylosis and back pain, encourages concentration and perseverance. Paschimottasana, first among asanas, directs the flow of pranavayu along Sushumna Nadi. In Sanskrit, Paschima refers to back or west, and Utthana means extension or bend. Thus, the term Paschimottanasana is translated as the posture of posterior extension. To perform the asana, sit on the floor, legs together. Stretch forward. Inhale and slowly raise the hands from the sides till they reach a vertical position. Keep both the arms parallel to each other and so stretch the spine. As you exhale slowly, bend forward by maintaining the stretch of the hands. Without bending at the knees, bend the elbows and bend the neck. Take the forehead near the knees. Maintain final position for 1 to 3 minutes. To release the posture, inhale and raise both the hands. Make your back straight and stretch hands again. Exhale and slowly take the hands down. Come to the initial sitting position. Don't overstretch to reach the final position on the very first day if you find it difficult. Know your limitations and increase your forward bend gradually. Seated forward bend provides a deep stretch for the entire backside of the body from the heels to the neck. Forward fold calms the nervous system and emotions and stimulates the reproductive and urinary systems. This asana stretches the hamstring muscles and improves the flexibility of spine and hip joints. The nerves of the spinal column are also stimulated by stretching of the spine. It tones and massages the entire abdominal and pelvic region and stimulates glands, kidneys and liver, improves digestion. This posture is recommended for diabetes and hemorrhoids conditions. This asana also has beneficial effects on the waist, making it thinner and eliminates the unesthetic deposits of fat from the abdomen and hips, and is extremely efficient in fighting obesity. This asana favors a better blood circulation in the entire body and especially in the pelvic area owing to the extension of this particular region. The sexual glands may easily absorb the necessary quantity of blood, generating as a result an increase in virility. Impotence and sexual weakness are consequently rapidly eliminated. The practice of this asana, owing to the decongestion of the solar plexus, helps in the diffusion of anxious state. The mind becomes stable and calm. People suffering from slip disc, sciatica, any acute diseases of abdomen, digestive system, diseases like hydrocele, hernia and severe stiffness of back giving rise to severe backache should not practice this asana. Prasarita Padahastanasana. How would you like one magical pose that can open up your entire body? An enjoyable pose that will stretch your legs, relieve tension in your back, neck and shoulders and boost your energy. Prasarita Padahastanasana is a standing, wide-legged forward bend. This is one of those poses that feels so good that you may want to take breaks to do it throughout your day. To perform the asana, take a slow, deep breath. Then step sideways with your feet anywhere from 3 to 4.5 feet apart, depending on your height. Make sure your feet are parallel to each other. Exhale and lean the torso forward from the hip joints. As your torso approaches parallel to the floor, press your fingertips onto the floor directly below your shoulders. Extend your elbows fully. Your legs and arms then should be perpendicular to the floor and parallel to each other. Take a few more breaths and then, with an exhalation, bend your elbows and lower your torso and head into a full forward bend. Make sure as you move down that you keep your front torso as long as possible. Press your inner palms actively into the floor. Stay in this pose anywhere from 30 seconds to 1 minute. To come out, bring your hands back on the floor below your shoulders and swing the torso up. Return to the Tadasana pose. The more you practice Prasarita Padahastanasana, the more you will experience the great feeling this one pose provides. Not only does your whole body get an invigorating opening, but your heart gets a chance to sing. While you rest in the pose with your breath moving freely, Your heart becomes full like a ripe fruit. The nectar of your inner being then flows down from your heart into your head and calms the mind. The efficacy of the asana is seen by the wide range of benefits you derive at various levels. Physically, strengthens and stretches the inner and back areas of the legs and the spine, tones the abdominal organs, and is very good for prostate gland enlargement. The asana directly draws focus to the brain, liver, kidneys, hamstrings, calves, hips, groin, knees and spine. The asana promotes the circulation of blood to the head, thus giving relief from headache, fatigue and depression. As a word of caution, those who suffer from lower back problems should avoid the full forward bend. Navasana. Navasana strengthens the legs and core body while opening the chest and stretching the lower back. This challenging posture helps develop determination, stamina and boldness of spirit. It also fosters a satisfying sense of vigor and warmth and offers a healthy dose of vitality that can propel us through our day with steadiness and ease. To perform the asana, sit on the floor with your legs outstretched. As much as possible, shift your weight forward to rest squarely on the sitting bones with the lower back drawn inward to create a neutral position for the spine. Bend your legs. While keeping your shoulders as relaxed as possible, reach your hands around the outside of the legs and grab the backs of the thighs. Use the legs for leverage, lift your feet, balance steadily and evenly on the sitting bones, and remain energized through the belly. Breathe steadily, letting the inhalations and exhalations be full and rhythmic. After a few breaths, settle the feet back onto the ground, soften the body, and give yourself a few moments to rest and recover. To begin with, stay in the pose for 10 to 20 seconds. Gradually increase your hold time to 1 minute. Navasana does so much more than make you look good. It increases strength in midsection while simultaneously lengthening the back muscles. It is deceptively hard, but the core strength it develops is key for athletes because the midsection is what connects the lower body to the upper body and is the source of balance and control. Apart from making you feel good about how you look, the asana stimulates the kidneys, thyroid, prostate glands and intestines. The asana helps relieve stress and improves digestion. The asana should not be performed by individuals suffering from asthma, diarrhea, headache, heart problems, insomnia and low blood pressure. Jatra Parivruttasana. Jatara in Sanskrit means the stomach and Parivartana means turning or rolling. The asana works directly on the liver, pancreas and spleen. The asana renders relief to those who suffer from diabetic conditions and obesity. To perform the asana, lie flat on your back. Stretch out both the arms sideways from the shoulder. The body now resembles a cross. Exhale and slowly lift the right leg. Move the right leg sideways and down towards the floor on the left side. The toes of the right foot should almost touch the fingertips of the left hand. While the legs go down, keep the knees tight and only turn from the hips. When the leg is near the outstretched hand, move the abdomen towards the right side. Hold the pose for 20 seconds. Now, slowly bring the leg back to the position of rest. After a few breaths, repeat the asana on the opposite side. The benefits of this asana are: reduces excess fat in the abdomen area, tones the liver, spleen and the pancreas, cures gastritis and strengthens the intestines, relieves sprains and catches in the lower back, hip and neck region. Jaanu Sirasasana. Yoga works with the body and mind. Pushing, pulling, or any kind of aggression in yoga will only backfire, creating more tension and possibly injury. Jaanu Sirasasana is a forward bend asana for all levels of students. Jaanu Sirasasana, head to knee forward bend, is a challenging pose, especially for men. It can take quite a while for the hips, lower back and hamstrings to open up enough to allow the full range of motion in this asana. To perform the asana, sit with legs outstretched and back straight. Place the sole of the right foot firmly against the inside of the left thigh. Stretch arms overhead, straighten and open the spine upwards and lean slightly back. Inhale while doing all this. Bending from the hips, exhale and stretch forward, keeping the back as straight as possible. Rest the hands on the legs where it is comfortable to hold the pose. Keep the foot pointing up. Relax the abdomen and neck as the head rests forward. Hold for up to 1 minute if comfortable. Remember to breathe as you hold the pose. When coming out of the pose, inhale and straighten the spine as you stretch the arms overhead. Exhale as you lower the arms to your sides. Repeat with the other leg. Always hold the pose where it is comfortable, giving the muscles time to adapt and adjust to the stretch. Then, continue to gradually move farther into the pose. Enjoy the pose and listen to your body. This is your greatest protection for preventing injury. The asana has a wide range of benefits like stretches the spine, shoulders, hamstrings and groin, and the legs are toned and firmed, stimulates the liver and kidneys, improves digestion. With the abdominal muscles and organs being toned and stimulated, there is relief from constipation. People suffering from enlargement of the prostate gland will benefit from holding the pose for a bit longer. The nervous system is toned. The asana calms the brain, relieves anxiety, fatigue, headache and menstrual discomfort. Therapeutic for high blood pressure, insomnia and sinusitis. Always check with your doctor if you have any doubts or concerns regarding the suitability of this pose for you. The asana is not recommended to individuals with asthma, diarrhea, knee injury and could aggravate sciatica. Parivrtta Trikonasana. This is initially one of the more challenging of the standing poses. The pose is essentially a standing spinal twist. In this pose, your spine is in extension as well as in rotation. Parivrtta Trikonasana challenges your balance, poise and ability to remain centered and focused. Imagine taking a triangular structure and turning it on its side or upside down. In a sense, the triangle would look the same no matter what side you laid it on. That is the challenge and the benefit of Parivrtta Trikonasana, to maintain that sense of the Trinity, well-balanced, properly focused and integrated. Parivrtta Trikonasana is usually sequenced as a counter pose to Trikonasana. You can also use this pose as a standing preparation for seated forward bends and twists. To perform the asana, stand in Tadasana. As in Tadasana, lengthen and broaden the soles of both feet. Spread all your toes wide and lengthen them, but do not grip the floor with them. With an exhalation, move your feet 3 to 3.5 feet apart. Raise your arms parallel to the floor with the shoulder blades wide, palms down. Turn your left foot in and your right foot by 90 degrees. Align the right heel with the left heel. Firm your thighs and turn your right thigh outward. With an exhalation, turn your torso to the right and square your hip joints as much as possible with the front edge of your mat. Turn your torso further to the right and lean forward over the front leg. Reach down with your left hand, either inside or outside the foot. Raise your right hand straight above the head, perpendicular to the floor. Turn the head and gaze up at the right hand thumb. From the center of the back, between the shoulder blades, press the arms away from the torso. Bring most of your weight to bear on the back heel and the front hand. Stay in this pose anywhere from 30 seconds to 1 minute. Exhale. Release the twist and bring your torso back to upright with an inhalation. Repeat for the same length of time with the legs reversed, twisting to the left. During the asana, you should focus on your ankles, legs, hips, groin, lower back, abdomen, shoulders and spine. Parivrtta Trikonasana strengthens and stretches the legs, stretches the hips and spine, opens the chest to improve breathing, relieves mild back pain, stimulates the abdominal organs and improves sense of balance. On the therapeutic front, Parivrtta Trikonasana relieves constipation, digestive problems, asthma, lower backache and sciatica. If you have back or spine injury, suffer from low blood pressure, migraine, diarrhea, headache and insomnia, then avoid performing this asana.